So where we left off the other night, I did a very long stream, about 2.5 hours, and I want to go back to um, the 769-page document. I want to go through the rest of that and obviously read through it. We'll skim through that, and then I have a theory. I did a presentation. I worked on it for you guys, and it literally took me about 2 days to get it together with all my notes and just all of my theories. But we're going to go through that presentation a little later in the show. Uh, hey, moderators, just, you guys doing a great job. Appreciate that. Watch the chat. We'll make sure we keep it clean this evening, and we'll go ahead here. Pennsylvania representing. Thank you so much. All right, let's pull up we'll go back to where we were the other night. Let me get the wider screen open here. Okay, so we know that we have gone through financial records. We've gone through kind of chasing that K-bar knife, maybe distributors or where it was purchased. A little later, I believe that we're going to see around the 600, close to 700 page, some subpoenas and search warrants of UPS. But let's go through here. I'm going to spend too much time. So now we're looking at social media accounts in this sealed search warrant. So we have social media accounts, and they are looking for information connected to, and I believe it's going to give you the following people. Let's see here. Give me a second here. I'll find it. Yeah, here we go. So here's a Facebook account, an Instagram account. And I could have sworn this is in relation to either Maddie or Kaylee. Yeah, they're going to start pulling, Facebook platforms, looking for that as well. Lots of sealed court documents here. So here's Xana. They want to look at from August 1st, 2022 to November 19th, 2022. Obviously, that is, in relation to the crime, that time period. And the thing that I want you guys to keep a really close eye on is those dates. August 1st, remember that date, August 1st, okay? Because this is going to be very relevant and prevalent to my presentation later on. So August 1st, keep that in your head, okay? August 1st to November 19th. Obviously, we know the crime was on the 13th. So they're looking at Xana and pulling Instagram and Facebook account information from that. And that's Meta platform, now that we know that Facebook has changed to Meta. This one here is another order. We're going to look at this is going to be Facebook accounts. I'm going to believe it's probably for all of the 4 victims. They've been redacted, but in my experience of kind of looking at all of this, it's going to be all redacted information from the 4 victims in this case. Moving along here, we get a lot more Facebook metadata that they're looking at on the servers between those certain dates that I listed above. And this one's going to be specifically to a lot of redacted information here. Again, I think it's going to be, involving the 4 victims as well. I have a poll at the top there, guys. I'm asking, with the new documents presented in these crimes, how do you feel about BK's involvement now at this very point? Okay. So I have 85% confident. I have 6% not so confident, and then 9% are still deciding. It's very fair. So go up and hit that poll, and at the end of the show here, we'll check the poll and see kind of where everybody's at. Where are we at? Let's see. Okay, we got 56 people watching. If you guys can go down there and smash that like button, this will get out to more people. we can at least get to 50 likes. That'd be fantastic. All right. So here we're looking at Ethan, Facebook account, most likely, excuse me, Instagram information as well. August 1st, 2022 to November 20th, 2022. So this is really just going to be, pulling all of the victim's information off Meta platform. I'm going to probably skip through most of this because it's pretty much the same, and it's just laying out, getting that um, as well. This is a little interesting. So this here is the Moscow Police Department Forensic Lab. And this is saying that it's a search warrant, entrance attained by Key Forensics Lab. And they're looking for a USB external hard drive, serial number, and then this is Bryan Kohberger's phone data. Obviously, they want that particular information to see where his phone has been, where it has been pinging. I got something here in the chat here. I just want to pull up. Guys at Monitors, you guys are doing a great job, by the way. Honestly, I feel like he has something up his sleeve. I hope not, but something feels wrong. You mean as far as Kohberger or the Moscow law enforcement? Let me know what you think there. I think you're probably pertaining to BK. Moving on here. This is from Moscow Police Department search warrant. This is for, let's see. So this here is a probable cause to believe property consistent of a Seagate 2 terabyte external hard drive with serial number for evidence regarding investigation crimes, homicide to Madison, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. So this probably was a hard drive that was in their house, like an external hard drive. They want to pull that and look at all of the information that's on that data, phone, video. It probably could store, social media information. It probably could store passwords, anything that's particular and pertaining to their life could possibly be on that external hard drive. So they're going to scrub all through that. Let me look at the chat really quick. I'm not ignoring you guys here. Let's see. SC saying, I saw that he has his own TV and loves watching the news coverage about him. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you got to think in jail, they have TVs, they have outlets to get media sources. They have access. I believe I think Dennis Rader's daughter was saying that they actually have access to the internet as well in a portal that they can communicate through. I'm not sure if Latah County Jail has anything like that, but I'm sure that he may have internet access, but he's definitely getting information from the outside, newspapers. They have a day room TV, so I'm sure the news comes on as well. BK, yeah, that's what I thought. And BC in the house, how you doing? And he says he probably loves watching the inaccurate BS the mainstream media keeps throwing out. Or, I mean, sometimes they'll watch this to use as, as a defense, look at what theories are out there because possibly maybe, the prosecution, prosecution's watching the news as well too. Guys, I'm at 37 upvotes or likes. If you guys could smash that, we're only halfway there. I got 63 people watching. Let's get that up a little bit more. Let's get it to 45 and then 50, and let's get it up to that 60. All right, so we're at this here, the external hard drive. And again, they're looking at records of communication, written text communication, including emails, text messages, MSS messages, any other communication, including not limited to third-party applications, Kik, WhatsApp, Face Group. They're just looking for communication services. Was he communicating with any of these girls? Was he looking at any type of their accounts or having conversations with them? Cloud data, phone records, internet history, bookmarks, anything like that relevant to this case. So, Moscow and the FBI are doing a great job as far as what I'm seeing, what they're trying to look at, any potential possible in and out of, what they're what they're looking for in this case. Unravel says, I wish I could hit it more than once. Thank you. I appreciate that. So moving along here, we have PayPal and Venmo transactions. Obviously, they're looking at cash. This is interesting too, because I want you to keep PayPal and Venmo in mind when I get to my presentation here in a little bit, um, as a source of payment. We got to think of these as sources of payment. And they're looking for information, PayPal, Venmo, more of those legal documents here, PayPal, Venmo. Um, and I'm sure this is probably going to be to the victims. If we get to the end here, they are looking for information. Yes, financial records of Ethan, Maddie, Xana, Kaylee. And right here, this is interesting. Records for blank, blank, and blank. I'm probably going to say DM. I'm probably going to say BF. And I'm probably going to say BK as well, too. And they redacted that information. Amber says, yeah, it makes him more of a narcissist, though, to me, that he just wants to sit and watch everything about the case. It makes me wonder if he's admiring his work. It could be possible. I mean, that Rader loves the attention. His daughter's talked about that many of times. He loves to kind of spar back and forth with media, with certain things about his case, the crimes that he committed. They love the attention. Look at Richard Ramirez. Look at the outburst and the way that he acted in court. He wore sunglasses. He painted pentagrams on his hands. He had women that were coming to the courthouse and watching him in the court proceedings. Um, you look at John Wayne Gacy, inserted himself into the community, was friends with many of law enforcement and uh, people around him. I believed had sexual experiences with many people in the community, uh, stuff like that. So they love the attention. They love the attention. Teresa with a $2 super chat saying, of course he's watching the press. We all are.
I got you, homie.
Yes. And thank you for that $2 super chat. Appreciate that. So let's move on here and keep scrubbing through the records. And like I said, in a little bit here, we'll get to the presentation a little later in the show of what I came up. A theory, like I said, it's either going to be everybody's going to agree, think it's a brilliant. I step back and look at all the evidence in this case. A brilliant stroke of genius that, oh my God, you came up with this great theory, something that I didn't think of, or you're all going to totally think that I'm crazy and unsubscribe and move on. So we'll see. We'll see. Amber says, thank you so much, Teresa, for that $2 super chat. We appreciate it. And I appreciate it.
I got you, homie.
Thank you so much. So, all right. So we're going to move along here. We got a couple super chats coming in. Let's pull this up. Hater's going to hate. He says, he or she, well, it's he. Is that he? Let me see a picture. Looks like a guy. That's the guy. I'm going to say, he says, enjoy your live shows. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great cash, homie. I got you, homie.
All right. So we're going to move along here. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. That really helps out. Really helps the channel. I do appreciate that. Okay. So moving along here, we got PayPal Venmo transactions again. They're looking for from September 1st, 2022. Ethan, Madison, Xana, Kaylee. I'm probably going to say DM and BF and BK as well. That's probably the redacted information here on that. Oh, haters going to hate. I'm a female. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry because I'm looking. I have terrible eyesight, and if you can see, I'm kind of squinting. And just to give you a little clue, these glasses are fake. It's all for the effect. It's all for the idiot nerd effect. So, but I actually really do need glasses, and I think that if I ever do get glasses, it probably will be black frame glasses like this. But all right. So we'll move on here. More PayPal Venmo. PayPal, Venmo as well. So, securing all that financial information. This is interesting. This is reddit.com. And this one I still haven't found my theory on this. The only thing that I know as far as Reddit, we know that BK was all over Reddit. You know about his survey, but also Kaylee was on Reddit as well. And I believe this is a document to seal information about Kaylee's activity on Reddit. The last time that I looked through this, haters gonna hate says I'm a woman. Laugh out loud. Is all good. Hard to tell because I'm sitting in my Harley. No worries, love. Yes, it's a brilliant, beautiful Harley. I think it's red and black, and it looks like possibly a bagger, if I'm right. I could be wrong on that. But we do appreciate the super chat here. Let's give you a cheer on that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Elliot says, I'm legally blind. What's up? What's up with your eyes? I have glaucoma, genetic coloboma, a genetic condition of the optic nerve. So I just have poor eyesight. I need to get glasses. But the crazy thing about it, and I'll give you a little kind of tidbit. My mom actually is legally blind. She had glaucoma and went legally blind from glaucoma. So that is something that I have to keep an eye as well, as I get closer to my 50s, what my eye doctor told me. So I'm sorry about your eyes. I'm not sure if you're able to see the show, but if you can listen, we appreciate that well. So thank you so much for being here and hanging out. We appreciate that. So let's see. Oh, a Harley lowrider. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Love it. My dad was a big biker back in the day. Okay, so moving along here, we have Reddit information that's being sealed. And I believe this one is involving Kaylee, if I remember. Let's get to it here. This one is, Kaylee Gonzalez. And we have the 4818, which would be the last 4 digits of her phone number. So let's check the poll. So we have with the new documents presented in these crimes, how do you feel about BK's involvement now? 81% of my viewers say that is confident, and not so confident 6%, and still deciding on the 12%. 12% still. Hey guys, I want to let you know Thursday night is March 16th. My birthday is on the 17th. So I'm going to do a birthday stream on the 16th, that Thursday night. I have something planned for that. I think I'm going to get away from Moscow that night, but we're going to do something really cool, something that I came across that I've actually known about an interview for quite a while. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's going to be a really fun show. If you guys want to come over, it'd be kind of like a listening show because it's an audio recording. But I think that you guys would be very interested because it does have to do with a notorious serial killer. And it's actually one of the police officers that arrested this said serial killer. So come over and check out on Thursday night. We're going to do 8:30 on Thursday. It would be kind of a birthday show for me because my birthday is on the 17th. And I want to hang out with you guys a little bit and celebrate that. So I appreciate it. Crazy P saying he loves all the super chats tonight. And Mountain Mama says, I'm really enjoying this channel and your take on things. Very respectful chat. Thank you so much. Like I said, we try to keep everything very respectful, very interactive here. And, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the feedback here. So, thank you. Thanks for being here. It's hard doing this. This is a one-man show. There's a lot of button clicking and note reading. And, maybe the show gets big enough someday where I don't have to do all this and I can get like a producer, someone that can pull up all this stuff for me and I can just look into the camera and talk to you guys. So I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm literally watching a screen here, looking at my notes and trying to present as best as I can. So it's fun though. I love doing it. I love chaotic things, crazy things, and things that we can get into. So all right, we'll move on here from the Reddit transactions. Reddit sealing of Reddit. Looks like more documents about sealing Reddit as well. Just look at my notes here. So we're at Okay, so this here is Kaylee Gonzalez, mobile phone number 4818, and they're looking at email addresses connected possibly to her and her phone number. And again, they're going back to all the way back, and this is very interesting, January 1st, uh, 2021, which would be, almost 2 years out. So this is really interesting. So looking at Reddit user subscriber. So I'm not sure if maybe Reddit blocks off, maybe they're not able to, uh, I don't know. I'm just trying to pull some theory here. Looking back, maybe she had different logon addresses or different email addresses during that time, and they're wanting to just pull all the files in email addresses or postings that are affiliated with maybe multiple accounts in her name. That's why I would think going back, maybe a year, uh, another, a year previous to what happened. Um, Taylor says, we take our eyes for granted until there's a problem. Absolutely. And you know what? That's really what happened to my mom. My mom thought that she just needed to keep upgrading her glasses. She hadn't been going for a while. And she thought it was just the lenses, her prescription. Then went in and they looked in there and the doctor went, "Oh no, you're in end-stage glaucoma right now." But she said she's on medication. She can't legally drive anymore. Her vision with her age now is getting a lot worse. I do in-home care for my mom as well through the state. So, obviously I see her a lot, but I go in and help her, and the state provides, a lot of stuff to her for her disability. So, we help there. And Amber saying, you do an amazing job. Honestly, I love this channel. It's my new favorite. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that from the Army. Let's keep it. That's great. And you know
I
what?
got you, homie.
I got you, homie. I got you. I got you. And O'Brien saying, you're doing great. It's coming, man. The channel is going to continue to grow. And again, I can't have it grow if you guys, if you guys aren't here and helping this grow. But
I got you, homie.
I got you, homie. I got you. I appreciate that. All right, so let's move on here. 64 people watching. We're at 50 likes. Let's just get 10 more. 10 more likes for the people that haven't smashed that like button. We want to get to 100 tonight. So if I can get 100 people in here, if I can get 100 people in here to watch the show, we'll get up to that 100 mark, because that's really where we want to be. That's what YouTube likes. They like those 100 likes. So again, searching back, looking at all these private messages, public posts, comments, posts. I mean, just covering the complete gamut of the Reddit platform. I'm just going to take a sip of water here for a second. Okay, moving along, more Reddit information. Reddit. These are all off to their corporate offices. Now you're looking at Snapchat, again, covering all the social media activity. And I just want to look at my notes if I have anything on this. I don't think anything specific jumped out to me here. Snapchat page, yeah, we're at 604. And I think they're going to pull all of the Snapchat from all of the 4 victims. I'm going to say BF, DM, and BK as well. If I remember when I read through these documents, it's redacted. Yeah, this is all scrubbed out. Interesting. Let's look at the chat really quick. Penny says, I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Penny. I appreciate that. Crime don't pay. Crime don't pay. I love that name. That's awesome. And she says, sorry I'm late. I had to work, but I love your show. It's okay. That's why we start a little earlier. The show grows as the night goes on. And I know that you're all looking for that kind of primetime content. So, but thank you. Moderators are doing a great job. Amber's always pumping the chat. I love it. Okay, so Snapchat, they've grabbed that information. They've sealed that information. Let's see if we got any names here. Yes. Okay, this is what I thought. And this is the document I'm looking for. They're looking for Snap accounts of Xana, Kaylee, Ethan. I'm going to say, okay, hang on here. So we're missing a name. Maddie is not there. It's been redacted. snap of count of Xana, Kaylee, Ethan. It would be Maddie. I'm going to say Maddie here. Maybe BF, DM. I'm probably going to say BK is in there. There's actually a lot of spaces here. They're looking at a lot of people. Maybe previous. I'm not sure if they had other roommates that came and go during this time. Could be possibly that. They want to look at maybe other roommates that live there or frequent friends or family related people. Let's see. Siko saying being on social media is going to be his downfall. People need to learn you don't have to share everything that's going on in your life. Yeah, that's usually, a lot of that now is where a lot of this crime footprint really happens. Search histories, messaging conversations, anything that's, like I said, this tool, this little device is so much of our lives now. Every single thing on here, they know everything about you, you know, um, and being able to get that information off there and use that up with timelines. But that's a great point. Okay, so moving along here, subscriber information, including email addresses, phone numbers, display. So we pretty much have the whole gamut on Snapchat as well too. Snapchat, more Snapchat. And just so everybody understands, if you don't know what this is, what we're looking through, this is all these documents are motion to seal search warrants and related documents to this case. Okay. This is so public and news organizations do not have access to pulling these records out of the court system and looking at them. That's why you're going to see a lot of the information that's been redacted off here. And another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, if you didn't know this, is the number here, this MPD, which is Moscow Police Department, case number 22-M09903. That is the master case number in this case. So all of these documents are being pulled into that one big case file. That's what this is. It's kind of like arms of a tree or an octopus. You have the octopus's body, you have all these documents that are out there, and this is all coming into one big master file. I get a question here in the chat. If you guys, because I'm reading, if you really want to highlight your chat, just throw up a super chat there. It's a little bit easier for me to pick it out, and I can get to it. Let's see. Crime don't pay. Everything you do is anymore has a bigger footprint. Absolutely. And O'Brien says, does Snapchat give up the private information of their users? That's going to be the toughest thing now because, and I've thought about that too. Will they get this information that they're looking at? You know how hard it is to get stuff from Apple? It's almost near impossible. You know how much hard it is probably to get things from Facebook? Probably impossible. Snapchat as well. But I do think, actually, no, hang on. Let's back up a little bit. I'm sure they're going to be able to get it. You know why? What was the thing that basically convicted Alec Murdaugh? The Snapchat video. That video was available, and that locked down that his family was he was in the background of that video, which locked down that timeline. And they basically went back, and the juror that talked in that case basically went back and said, if it wasn't for that Snapchat video, we'd probably have a different outcome, because that really was the thing that tied him in and made him at that crime scene at that time. Let's see. Hart is a lonely hunter. The victims at SM timeline will be interesting to help piece together the accuracy of the timeline in the murders when the murders occurred. She says, he says, I have a difficult time believing all the victims were murdered in the time that's been given. It's quite possible. Wait till I throw my theory out to you guys this evening. I'm really going to spin some heads. 77 people watching. Let's get it up to 65 likes. I got I got a lot of new people watching. Let's get this up and let's try to get 100 people in here tonight. That's my goal. Let's get 100 eyes on this stream this evening. Hit that, smash that like button. I appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna keep reading on here. More Snapchat, redacted information. We're almost through the rest of this document, about another 100 pages to kind of scroll through, and then we'll get to my presentation here in a little bit of one of my theories, and it's just one. I'm just, and I have some others. I'm probably gonna tie in some other things here to the some other theories to throw out there and opinions to let you guys kind of hash it out and see what you think. Maybe you think I'm crazy. Maybe you think, maybe after I throw this theory out, you say, yeah, you are an idiot, dude. But I want to, let's just acknowledge this really quick. Mama says, and she's a channel member, she says there are ways that phones are being used by law enforcement and various security agencies that aren't disclosed. You got to remember the FBI is involved in this case, not a conspiracy theorist, just facts. Nothing we do anymore is secret. Absolutely. I mean, if you go back, there's actually a stream, Edward Snowden, that worked for, and I forget the department that he worked for, but has been in hiding, I think, for like the last 3 or 4 years now. It could be 5 years. He went on Joe Rogan's show and talked about all of the ways that our phone is used to basically spy on us. NSA. He works for the NSA, and basically used to spy. I mean, listen, you have to think about it. We have a camera on a phone, and we have a microphone. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either, but those two things kind of make me a little bit nervous. And when you're open up and using these apps, those are allowing access. Another thing that I'd love for you guys to check out, go to Joe Rogan. He reads the terms of service of TikTok, and it will completely blow your mind. That's why I will not download TikTok on my phone at all. Crime Note Pays says, when I work at the cell phone company, the police had to send in a fraud department, and it took weeks for those records to be released. Yeah, and I think that's why they got the jump pretty much right away on getting these documents. I mean, look how quick. This is December 1st, just in this document here. We have a new member over here. Mikey S has become a YouTube member and has joined the $3 membership. If anybody wants to support the show on a monthly basis, you can go down there, hit that join button. I have different level tiers. And as this kind of develops and goes on, I'm going to be doing some special things for the upper level tiered people that have joined. But we appreciate you there. Celebration.
I got you, homie.
And I got you, homie. I got you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Ari in the chat, how you doing? She's a channel member as well. Let's see. Mikey just saying, hey, from the Drunk Turkey Show. Happy to be here. Only memberships I have drunk in here now. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I got you, homie. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get some things. Drunk Turkey Show and I are thinking about maybe doing like a once a month collab on a panel and kind of smashing all our ideas together. I know I've talked to Daniel about that, but I understand they get a crazy schedule. But hopefully, we can get together on that because I love hanging out with them guys. Listen, I got 80 people watching. We're only at 60 upvotes. You guys got to smash that like button. Let's get this out there and get 20. Let's get 20 more people in here to come hang out with us. We'll get up to 100, and then we'll really start having some fun here. All right. So again, more Snapchat. Excuse me. What else do we have? I think I'm going to skip through the Snapchat stuff here in a second. It just looks like it's a ton of Snapchat. T-Mobile. We're going to look at mobile records, maybe paying the cell phone towers, because not all Verizon owns actually Verizon owns most of the towers across America, and other services will use that to ping their information off it. But this is probably phone records. Let's see. I gotta take my watch off. This is killing me. This is for, I'm going to say phone records. Oh, so this is GPS coordinates. Very interesting. So did Kohberger have a GPS, have a T-Mobile phone? They trying to coordinate through that phone and see what the coordinates of that phone. Did he have a burner phone? That's been thrown out there too. Maybe he turned off that phone at 4. What was it? His last communication on that phone was at 2:44 in the morning, 2:42 in the morning. Did he have a burner phone? Maybe it was a T-Mobile service that he used, a pay phone. Use that as his GPS to kind of navigate. Could be. What if he had OnStar in his car? You know what I heard the other day? A phone charger in your car, as you connect it and disconnect it, they can find out how many times that has been connected to your phone, how many times it's been disconnected, and how many times that it sat in that cradle and was charged. I can find all that information. I didn't even know that. I was like, what the hell? That's crazy. We're going back to Kopakia had T-Mobile. Kopakia had T-Mobile. Where do you get that information? Give me some facts. There's an article. Is there a statement from police department? Or is this just a crazy spun rumor? The thing is that, I have to think here, and I have to think here, and I kind of go straight on what we have as far as evidence in the case, the court documents, what's somewhat's been reported in the media, going over assumptions with, of what we got here. And, I know that people like to pull these people in. Ian Harsh, Brett Kopakia, it was a cartel killing. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that if it was anything like that, it already would have been reported. It already would have been out there. We would have heard about it. I think that BK is the only person at this point, the way that I look at the case, is the only person involved that committed this, allegedly committed these crimes. Let's see. Find out what, Amber. So Mikey says, Kopakia, in my opinion, is all over this and has been reported. And it has been reported, bro. Where? Because I can't pull any article up that says that he's involved in this crime. Are you getting that from other YouTubers, or are you getting it from a media source, or you're getting it direct from Moscow Police Department? Protected informant, I think. Okay, so where you have to give me that. Email me the information. The opinionated idiot at gmail.com. The opinionated idiot at gmail.com. Show me some information. Get it over to me. I'd love to take a look at it. Oh, let's look at this. Aria says, I have a Hyundai, and I think that OnStar is classed as it's an add-on, and you have to pay for it to have it fitted. Yeah, usually all those other subscription services and stuff like that, you have to. Like, I have a BMW, and I know like the GPS service and a couple other services in there, you have to pay for that. I don't use it because why am I going to pay for it when you have things like what's the I can't think of the app right now. Hang on a second. What's that app that everybody uses to go back and forth to get directions? Oh, it slipped my mind now. Help me out. Help me out, fam. Waze. Yeah, I'm not going to pay for services. So let's see. I have a $10 super chat from Deanna. She says, love your collaborations with Drunk Turkey Show. Keep up the great work. The rain is relentless here in California. Wow. Wishing safety for all folks up in NorCal and the ones snowed up in the mountains. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Homie. And
I got you.
Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, you guys have been getting hammered with rain really bad out there. I seen that. But yeah, if anybody has any information or a theory or or anything, you got to email it to me so I can look it over, because I get it. You can chat about it and say, hey, it's been reported, but I need those sources to look over and make my opinion on it. But seriously though, the opinionated idiot at gmail.com. You can email me there. We're at 90 people watching. Let's get this up to 90 likes, guys. If we can get to 100 likes this evening, they're really going to push this show out. So, all right. So we're looking at GPS coordinates here, and phone lines are open too. 774-855-9400. If anybody wants to call in, we can chat. If you have a theory or any information you want to give, the Kopakia stuff, or Kopakia, if you want to call me about that, I'd love to hear about it. Throw it out there. Again, T-Mobile service is here. I'm going to skip ahead though. Let's look at page 671. 671. So this is UPS. And what I'm thinking here is they're getting information to see if there were any type of deliveries, maybe to Kohberger's house or 112 King Road. I would say Kohberger, knowing that, the K-bar knife, pulling that information from UPS. I believe they're looking for like video or delivery information here. Let's see. And that's out of Pullman, so I would think it's probably Kohberger, knowing that his apartment is in Pullman. But I'm sure all this is going to be redacted. So delivery truck video, and it looks like there's been some redaction on here. So Chris is saying, and I love this. Chris is saying, I'm still deciding, but it's getting to look more and more solid. And yeah, and Chris, I think I remember, I think you were one that was kind of saying in the beginning that you didn't think that he was involved. Am I correct? You really were kind of like, I don't know. I don't think they have the right guy. And um, I could be wrong on that, but I think that we talked back and forth through email, and you said, possibly could be not the right guy. So this has been the kind of the big question too. So they said, can they track BK's car to see where he ditched his clothes and knife? And that's a really good question, because as we know, if BK was the person that committed these crimes, we know that he left and took a very long route back to his house. And what we've learned, if you look back to the Kopakia, or Kopakia, I always say Kopakia. It's the Massachusetts accent, that Boston accent. If you go back to that, I'm sorry, if you go back to Murdaugh, we saw in that case that they used very, very accurate cell phone data in that case, where they actually got him down to literally feet and inches of how he traveled. And there's a program for that, and I forget the name of the program, but they basically upload all that up. It's GPS coordinates, and they can get all the ground activity that's surrounding that phone. And that was a lot of stuff that was very huge in that case as well. I am sure 1,000% that you're going to see presentations like that in this case as well when this goes to court. So that's a really, really great question. Crazy P says, great show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, dude. And we're going to go down here. Yeah, it was the same incident that they left. Yeah. And they actually talked about that. Remember in the body cam video when they were pulled over in with his dad in Indiana. Deanna has become a new YouTube member. She's hit the $5 tip jar. I do appreciate that. Let's give her a cheer for joining the memberships and supporting the show. Thank you so much.
I got you, homie.
Got you, homie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, the shooting of Kopacki was on the morning he left. All right, so we're going to keep through here. I'm going to skip through. Let's see. Okay, let's skip forward to 7:10. Okay, so now here's something that's interesting too. So this is a legal document for a search and seal on Walmart. And remember, you have to look. Remember, back in Kohberger's apartment, what were things that were found during the search warrant of his apartment? And let me see if I can pull it up really quick, and we'll go over the items that were seized in his apartment. Hang on one second. This could be it. No, that's an order to protect. Just give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. I should have had this pulled up, and I didn't think I was going to be able to. I was going to go to this. Just give me a moment. Let's see. Criminal rights, active warrants, motion to seal, order to redact, state's defense. Sorry, guys. If I don't find it here, I'm just going to have to go to my computer because I want to pull up that search warrant. And it's not in this document. Let me look and see if I can find it really quick. That's Kohberger's car. This might be the warrant. Yeah. That's the one to Pennsylvania. Just bear with me 1 second. Guys, keep the chat going there. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to find this document. And if I don't, then I pretty much can just talk about what I was going to say. Anyway, I can't find the document. Let's see. But I wanted to talk about during that search warrant. Let's see. Usually have these queued up, I mean. Let's see. I want to look at the items. Okay, I have this. Perfect. I can just pull it from this news article. I'm going to stop sharing this screen for a minute, and then I'm just going to pull up this. Yes, the Dickies tags, and that's great. Hearts, got it. So if you look here, you have the black gloves, and look here, number two. Here you go. One Walmart receipt with one Dickies tags. So they're pulling transactions from Walmart. It's surprising that they don't have anything from Marshall's on there, but I'm wondering if maybe Marshall's didn't have a camera or something. I'm sure they're going to have camera footage of Kohberger allegedly walking into the Walmart and maybe purchasing these items and tracing that back. But that's a great point out. Let's see this. So I'm going to pull back up the case pages here. So you have Walmart. Let's go through. So this here, any of the K-bar information, possibly purchased at Walmart as well. So you have the Walmart receipt is at his house that has the clothing tag attached to it. Maybe he threw out the receipt for a K-bar knife, or they're just looking for transactions of anybody that could have possibly bought a K-bar knife at a Walmart. More Walmart documents here. Let's see. Do you think one of the girls may have been out with him before on Tinder? That's actually a show that I'm going to do after tonight's theory. That's something else that has come up, and I guess maybe I could talk about that after my presentation. We're going to get to that presentation in about what time we're at? Maybe in about 5 minutes or so. I'll pull that up. You guys, you can agree with me or call me crazy on that one, but it's some of the things that I'm kind of thinking about and putting together. And so let's see this. They have to look at connections, and if this was a one-man job, options need to have been open or they did not do their job. It's quite possible. Maybe they do find a connection. It totally blows me wide open. They say, he was his accomplice, but he's dead now. You know, we're gonna hear on June 26th the full outline of the case. The PCA that we see, there's going to be much more detail during the first hearing. And you know, now they say, you know, Your Honor, suspect Kopecki was involved, but as you know, he was shot and killed during this. This is what led him to this. You know, quite possibly, maybe he was a driver. Maybe he, you know, maybe he was the killer, and BK allegedly was the driver. You know, who knows? But all good theories out there. And Arya's just agreeing with that as well. Trying to make a good stand for his defense. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to jump ahead here really quick, and then we're going to pull up my presentation. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a little bit nervous over it because you might call me crazy on this one. So we have the Walmart receipts. They did some polling of Yahoo information here, I believe, on all of the 4 victims. Let's scroll through and see if we can see that. A lot of redacted information. Yeah, something's been redacted here as well via Yahoo. And this is a account from Yahoo account from Kaylee Gonzalez, which is probably going to be like maybe an email address they're looking at, because a lot of students use Yahoo, you know, for the email. Okay, and then I just want to finish up really quick before I get away from this. Actually, it just brought me to the landing page, Yik Yak. So Yik Yak, if anybody doesn't know, is a social media app that's kind of a free-flowing app that allows people within a 5-mile radius to connect with each other. So it's kind of like a messaging app that allows you to connect with each other. So they're probably, you know, like I wouldn't say like Snapchat, but something, you know, like an app like that. It's probably used for those types of purposes. And I believe they were polling all the victims in this as well, too. Yeah, it's redacted here. But there is a phone, and that's what I talked about, these IME numbers. This could be Kohberger, maybe. You know, maybe his phone. But that's really it on the documents. There's not too much. It's just a lot more yik yak. Let's see here. This one is for, yeah, right here, Yik Yak account for, this is interesting. On this one, Madison, Kaylee, Xana, Ethan, and Bryan Kohberger. I'm probably going to assume that a lot of people and a lot of assumptions, a lot of people and a lot of students in that area use Yik Yak as a form of communication because it's aligning with everybody in that area. Probably a lot of the students at both of those schools know this app, and they use that to kind of send text messages or, you know, share communications through that. So more Verizon wireless information. And again, so that's really, you know, I just wanted to go through all those full documents and kind of go through that. And then what I'm going to do now is get to my presentation. And again, you guys are going to either call me smart for thinking this or pretty crazy, or, you know, I don't know. We'll see how this one runs. So I'm going to look up at the votes. So we have 86 votes. It says, with the new documents presented in this crime, how do you feel about BK's involvement now? I have 73% of you that said that you're pretty confident that he is involved. 9% saying that he's not, and then 17% still deciding. Still deciding. All right, let me pull up my presentation. I kind of put this together here. Let me get this into presentation mode. Let me pull this up. So when I looked at some of the documents on this, I wanted to look at one thing that stuck out to me is this DoorDash and the timeline and some activity around this DoorDash and why did they pull those records? Now we know that there was a DoorDash delivery that evening. we know that at 4 a.m., the DoorDash, or around 4 a.m., the DoorDash was delivered. We know that they saw during some crime scene photos that were leaked, there was a DoorDash bag that had Xana's name on it. Now, there's been some speculation that maybe it was actually, I won't go there yet. So let's go through my presentation. Maybe you all gonna call me crazy, but we'll get into this. So I want to talk a little bit about the DoorDash theory that's been kind of thrown out there. And what I looked at was BK a DoorDasher, or did BK order the DoorDash as a distraction to get into the King Road house? Here's Chris says I'm crazy. I haven't even got to my presentation yet. Now, I want to keep this asterisk up and just keep this in mind. You need, I believe it's been reported, you need a gate code to get access into that front door of the house. Okay. Here we go. You call me crazy, I guess. All right. So we have, let me skip through here. So here's the DoorDash bag. This was the Jack in the Box bag inside the they say the murder house. That's a little harsh there, with the tag reading Xana, which is believed to have been Kernodle's final meal. So we had that photo that escaped out, and you can see that clearly there. Jack in the Box bag, and you have Xana's name attached to that as well. Okay, still with me. So what I did is I looked, and I saw, and I wanted to see in relation to where this Jack in the Box was to Kohberger's apartment. That Jack in the Box was literally miles, just a few miles from Kohberger's apartment. You see the address here, and you can align that up with, where he is relative to that location. You're going to keep in mind, the crime happened on a Sunday, 11/13/22. Oh, look at this. On Saturday and Sunday, that Jack in the Box is open 24 hours, has 24-hour access. So you're going to have door dashing, and you're going to have meals delivered 24 hours, through there. Maybe they have a cutoff, a late night cutoff. I heard there's some rumors that if you got your order in, I think before 3:00 in the morning, but let's just say that, we'll get to this. I don't want to skew from my presentation. Everybody's still with me in the chat. Am I doing all right? Am I crazy yet? Wait till I give you my theory. Okay. So I want to look at this. Okay. I want to look at the timeline. Remember when we were looking through the records, what were some of the dates that they were going right back to? The date that stuck out in my mind was 8/1/22. That's where they're starting most of these records that they're pulling from. 8/1/22. So you have 8/1/22. BK moves to Pullman, Washington. On 8/21/22, between 10:34 p.m. and 11:35 p.m., BK's phone starts using cellular tower data around the King Road residence. If he's a DoorDasher, okay, you got to think, students eat late. I mean, how many in your 20s that you were drunk, in college, eating food super late, studying, partying, whatever, okay? Could this be, if he's a DoorDasher, could this be the first contact that he had with this house, with these girls, with this home, getting eyes on them, becoming fixated maybe with one of those girls, okay? Now you got to look ahead. 8/21/22 at 11:37 p.m. Again, another late night time. When are kids eating late at night on a night? Okay. He's pulled over on Farm Road, which is on the Pullman Highway, which would be on their way to Moscow near King Road. Was he door dashing again? Was this another delivery to the King Road residence? Okay. On 10/14/22, BK was pulled over again by Washington State University police. Not sure the time or address, but could have been outdoor dashing again. Okay. I probably lost half the audience here. All right. So now we have the timeline. I'm not going to go through all of the timeline, but let's just say, let me get back to this. Okay. So this is what I want you guys to look at. Why are they sealing the DoorDash information? Now we know that there was a DoorDash delivery that night. Okay. But what I think is this: you have DoorDash here. They're looking at all of the deliveries that were to King Road, and look how far back they're going from January 1st all the way up to the current time of the crime. They want to look at date of the sales, date of time of deliveries, purchase and transaction history, name and identifiers of drivers, the full description of the vehicles that were used, and any communication between the drivers and the purchases. Okay. DoorDash here. So if he's a DoorDasher and he had contact, this is the contact with the girls through this, they want to see if he worked for DoorDash or went to this residence at any of these other times. Okay. Another thing you got to look at too, Department of Labor. They want all the financial records for Ethan, Maddie, Xana, Kaylee. I'm probably going to say DM, BF, and Kohberger as well, to see if any of these, maybe he had a connection. He was employed through DoorDash. And I go back this, and we talked about this before the crime. Maybe he was specifically DoorDashing around these times. Maybe this is the first contact to them, especially this one, 8/21/22. This could be the first time he saw them. Now, again, I'm just throwing a theory out there. This is just my opinion. I'm just looking at the evidence in front of me. I could be totally crazy on this. But when I started kind of looking at this, maybe this is the first connection with them. I know everybody has their theories here. I know everybody has their own opinion, and that's why we do this. Yeah, 1099, I understand that. But if you go back and look, Joe Biden actually this year, and I had the article and I lost it, designated gig, they call them like gig deliveries. You still have to report that through the Department of Labor, because you still have to have federal taxes and state taxes taken from your check. So Department of Labor is going to have those records. And that was actually a move that Biden made in the law. I had the article. You can go back and look at it in relevance to like DoorDashers, rideshare servicing, stuff like that. And there was a bunch of bullshit that came up about it. A lot of the services pushed back against it. Okay. So the second theory that I go into, let's just say he's not the DoorDasher. Okay. I look at this. Did BK make the call just before leaving his apartment at 2:42 a.m.? He uses DoorDash to go to the residence, and that's going to be used as a distraction or to gain access to that house. And what I did is I looked up and I said, can you schedule a delivery in advance? And you can. Now, keep in mind, Jack in the Box is open 24 hours. Okay. He calls at 2:42, shuts his phone off, and starts making his way over to King Road. Because once you have selected your meal, you can check out. Before placing the order, simply select the schedule and what time and date you want it to be delivered. At 11:13:23, at 3:20, between 3:29 and 4:20 a.m., multiple sightings of BK's vehicle making passes by the 1122 King Road. So he circled plenty of times in that area. Maybe he got spooked by the DoorDash that was there, or waiting for that DoorDash to get to the specific front door, to get access to that front door, makes his way in, and that's how he got there. So that's my theory. the kind of the DoorDash theory, two things that I kind of looked at and put together in my head and thought, hey, maybe it's a possibility. I don't know. Call me crazy. I know you guys have a lot going there. Probably a lot of people mad at me or throwing things out there, but that's kind of the theory that I threw out there. Denise says, I was a DoorDasher during COVID, and yeah, they do send you a 1099 miscellaneous. They report all wages paid to you, meaning that taxes and are you meaning like taxes and state taxes have to be collected as well? So Laura says, I can entertain your DoorDash theory. I would like to think he met Kaylee and possibly Maddie on Tinder and Xana through DoorDash, and then followed all three of them on Instagram, but it was not reciprocal or I can't get that word out. But yeah, I mean, this is a possibility. Listen, I'm just looking at all the evidence that we know so far in this case and just coming up with my own opinion and theory. Okay. I know that everybody in this single room is going to have their own theory and twist and everything on this, but I try to look at the data that's being given to us that we know that's factual in this case. I can't go off a theory. I can't say it's a drug thing. I can't say it's this. I can't say it's that. It's Kopecky. It's harsh. The man on the moon. There's no facts that are in these documents that show that to me. And I understand that. And that's why we go over this stuff and throw this out. It's a simple theory. I'm not saying it's concrete evidence. This is just my thought. I'm using the facts and the information that's in front of me to put together the story and just sharing that with you guys and giving you something, food for thought to go on. Maybe he's right. Maybe this does line up. Maybe he has a possibility there. So, it's just a theory. Again, I think there could be a social media connection as well, too. Like Laura was saying, maybe he did meet them through social media contacts, dating apps. There's been another theory out there. I think Drunk Turkey's talked about it. Possibly that Kaylee could have went on a date with Bryan. And that was the whole bitch comment that she said to her dad, that she went out with some guy and he called her a bitch. And maybe that's that theory. But again, I'm just doing this to entertain, to throw a theory out there, another angle on this case. I didn't say it was a solid theory, but it's the way that I look at the facts. And then when you look, or the way I look at the evidence, then, when Crazy P looks at it, it's different. When Drunk Turkeys looks at it, it's different. When some of the other crime channels look at it, it's different. But it's all up to you to make your minds up to what theory you think it is. So I didn't do it to offend anybody. I didn't do it to make it mad. It's to stimulate conversation. So let me just go to the chat. I know a lot of people are probably going crazy here. Joe says, I don't think you're crazy. I just think BK was stalking them. And Crime thinks that it is possible. Ari is saying his phone did ping several times in the area, maybe previous deliveries, and just not stalking. And that's, what I was saying in this presentation. O'Brien says it's highly probable, Brian. It makes sense. And then Steven says, I feel like I have a serial killer at my work. Oh no, you don't want to be around that. I also believe in this possible theory. Deanna saying that it's not crazy. Your theory is very possible. And then Amber saying, I honestly think that he's interested in all of them. I think maybe Maddie more than others. Yeah. And the thing that's really weird is that if you look at the documents, I think that there's more of a possible connection to Kaylee. And let's ditch the DoorDash theory, okay? Because if you look at the documents that have been released, there's a lot more sealing of Kaylee's name more than Maddie. And this would kind of lead me to believe, if you want to go on the Tinder or Match, theory, that they possibly could have went out and, go back and look at those documents. I feel it's more of a connection to Kaylee, if anything. And that's where I think, like Drunk Turkey Show was saying, Daniel and those guys, they talked about the dating theory. Maybe she went out, and then her dad, I think, was in an interview and said something about the guy that she went out with like a week or two before all this happened, or a couple weeks before all this happened, that he called her a bitch, and it kind of threw her off. And maybe that's where the stalking came in or whatever. Denise says the theory of calling him in doesn't make sense to me. Why risk being seen or leaving a paper trail when it could have been simply picked up the food himself and delivered it? Sure, but then that would leave you completely solid to you're the DoorDasher. You went there. They know your name. They know you picked it up because you got to log all that stuff too. Now, granted, he could have went there and pulled it off, didn't log it on his phone, just completely drove there. He's the DoorDasher, boom, comes in and does his thing, and we know what happened. So, Joe saying you could be correct. I could be. Maybe I'm just not responding to me. Steven says, what if he had a routine of stalking them and he saw the DoorDasher, which was unique on his stalks, and took the opportunity? That's not a bad idea either. But the thing is, I think that he was prepared and ready to go, dressed, probably had a plan in his mind. I know Drunk Turkey Show and I kind of threw out the theory of, circling the neighborhood. I think that could have been, possibly building, and I know this sounds sick, that courage inside to go and actually do this. So you're kind of circling, you got to think, what's something that you've ever done that's crazy? Like I know I had a friend just recently, a couple months back, he jumped out and did a, parachuting out of an airplane. And he said, that getting over that fear response to jump out, maybe this is, circling, building confidence, going over the plan one more time in the head type of thing. But that's not a bad theory either. So Cecilia saying, let me add to your theory. They cleared the DoorDash driver in the presser. However, did they not clear him in the affidavit? Yeah, again, we haven't heard anything about that yet. And that could be one of the names that is redacted in there. O'Brien says, Brian, do you think that that was Brian on Reddit before he got arrested? Are you talking about all the conversations that were going on, with the strange names and stuff like that? It's quite possible. I mean, it's ironic that right around that time that once BK was arrested, those accounts were closed and sealed off from Reddit. So I know that thread was taken down. It could be a possibility. T2014 says, I've always thought that Kaylee was the primary target. And if he was following their social media, he would have known that she was back for that weekend only. That's a great theory too. Because they were extremely active on social media. Unravel says, I think they put I think they put that out on purpose because they originally thought that too, just guessing. Nikki Luhu says, your opinion could be the same as a potential juror, where mine may be something completely opposite. So that's why we'll have that's why he will have a jury judge him. Quite possible. Yeah, quite possible. And O'Brien's saying, well said. Anything is possible in this crime. It's crazy. Yes, I meant as the dasher, but simply going through the drive-through, paying cash, and delivering the food as if he was a dasher. Ring the doorbell and leave. Yeah, absolutely. Crime No Pay says, DoorDashers in my area leave your food by the door and text you the food for his ride. So let's say he's not the DoorDasher. Let's say he called the DoorDash to use to get access to that door. So he calls the DoorDasher, they leave the food. And I think BC might called in one time. We talked about this. He leaves the food. The door is opened. You're drunk. You forget that door is open. Boom, there's your access. You don't need the code to get in. BK allegedly goes in and murders the 4 students. Mountain Mama says, it just boggles my mind. This case makes no sense. It makes pretty clear sense to me of what's going on. I think, and like Drunk Turkey said, I think Daniel and all those guys over there say, we think, he has the right guy. We have the right guy in this case. It's just connecting the dots. And it's slowly becoming clearer to me of what's going on. It's either a social media connection, this DoorDash connection, but he has some connection to these individuals in that house. And it's just, what is that piece that that puts him there? What's that puzzle piece? Listen, I got 125 people watching. If y'all could do me a huge favor, let's get to 100 likes right now. Let's take a couple seconds and get this to 100 likes. So I really need my moderators to work, my channel members. Let's pump this chat, get these 120 people that are watching. Let's just, what do we need? Like what, 15 more likes to get to over 100. So let's do that. 87, I love it. Let's go. 88, 89, let's see it. Come on, get this to 100. Let's get it up over 100, guys. I would appreciate it. They did not clear the DoorDash driver in the affidavit. Interesting. Kaylee might have more likely gone on a date with him if they were previously met when he delivered a DoorDash. Maybe she felt a certain sense of security meeting him through that way. It's not a bad theory either. We're very close to 100 likes, guys. Come on, moderators. Let's get this chat going. Let these guys know to smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I love it. I love it, Amber. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's continue here with Aria. I don't know if they all work the same way. Sometimes they knock and deliver to you. Depends on the time of the day or night, maybe. Yeah, I think I know that I've seen DoorDash before. They've come in to my business before. They just in my area, they just walk in and give you your food, or they possibly go to the back door. They ring the back door and they give it to you. Maybe early in daytime hours, that's the way they operate, and at night they just leave it for for safety. So you're not getting out, getting hurt or whatever into a interaction with someone. It's very strange that in this case something like that happened. We're at 92 likes, guys. I just need 8 more to get to 100. 8 more to get to 100. Oh, and by the way, let me just do a quick sub count. So my sub count is 5,000 by the end of the year. I think we're going to hit well over that, to be honest with you. So right now I'm at 2729. Let's change the board and update the board live on air here tonight. My goal this year is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I set a new goal, and what I'm going to do is at the 5,000 subscriber mark, I'm going to do a giveaway. I just haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the giveaway, but I know that I'm definitely going to give something away, maybe some merch or some gift cards or something like that. So again, we'll do like a live drawing or something like that on it. So we're so close, guys. We're at 93. Let's get to 100. 100 just feels like a great number. All right, let's go back up to some of this chat. I'm loving this conversation. So Laura says, assuming BK would be a stellar stalker, if Maddie was the target, then why the night he had the chance all semester? Why the weekend Kaylee came to show off her new car? So I would think that he would line all this up. You got to think. Let's just say allegedly he does this crime. We knew that he was leaving. Hang on a second. We knew he would be leaving and getting out of the area with his dad and going back to Pennsylvania. So, commit the crime, lay low for a little bit, and then get the hell out of there. And that kind of pulls the scent, the law enforcement scent off your trail. But unfortunately, he was a very lazy criminal and left a lot of information behind that they caught on to. Amber Pump in the chat said, let's get it to 100. Chris is in the chat saying, let's get to 100. I appreciate that. We're at 93. I want to get to 100 likes, just 100 likes by the end of this stream. So Crime Don't Pay says, when I order DoorDash, they drop the food off at the door and text me, but the driver is gone by the time I get out of the door. The driver does not wait for me to answer the door. So let's think of this. Maybe he orders a DoorDash, the DoorDasher drops it, and he was hoping that someone was there to open the door, and that would gain him his access, push his way in, and start his crime spree. But they probably came in and got the food quick. He didn't get out of his car in time to get down, but the door was open. The door was left open. That gained him access to get in. So whoever went down and opened that door, could have been Xana, could have been Ethan. They left the door open. I'm gonna almost think maybe it was Ethan because he doesn't live there. Xana probably would have known to lock that door behind her. Ethan probably said, "Babe," like BC was saying, "Babe, I'll go get it." Walks down, gets the food, comes back, forgets to lock the door. That gives Kohberger access to get in, and I believe that's if there was the code access, and I think there was a code access to get in. O'Brien says, "Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much." Texas Beach Mom, that's a great name. Says, "I officially have subscribed for 5 minutes, y'all, and giving the like button." So what I'm going to do at this point here of the show, we'll hang out a little bit longer here. I'm going to turn it into a members only chat. I usually do this for like the last half hour of the show. So if you're not a paid member, you can go down and hit the join button to continue to chat. Um, and let me see. To continue chatting along with the stream. So we should be members only. If you guys want to continue the chat, you can go and sign up for a membership to continue to chat along. If not, you can just watch the show here. So we have Ari saying, "Smash that like button." Mountain saying, "I live so far in the country that DoorDash would be a road trip, a DoorDash road trip." Let's see. We're almost close to 100. We got it at 98. We're at 98. I need 2 more likes. Dan said, "I think someone else is in this, like a good 5 or more." I think someone else is in this, like a good 5 or more. Joe says she subbed earlier, or he subbed earlier. Welcome new subscribers. I appreciate that. Too bad we can only hit that button once. Thank you so much. We're at 99. I just need 1 more. 1 more. If you guys want to continue the chat, you can hit that join button, hang out with the members there, become a monthly member for like $2. That's all I'm asking. $2. Continue the chat. All right, we got a good theory here. Because of the ladder, I felt whoever was let me try to read this again. Because of the ladder, I felt whoever it was had people watching. Social experiment? I don't know. Seems crazy and all. Just something I thought about. Too many people out and about. Amber saying, "Welcome all the new subscribers. Certainly appreciate you. Here, much love of all. Love to you. Don't forget to hit that alert button so you know every time Bryan goes live." Absolutely, that's what it's about, guys. Guess what? We have hit, with your hard work, 100 likes. 100 likes.
I got you, homie.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see. Let's see. They found small brains in one of the dumpsters. Interesting. Amber saying, my thought is the DoorDash was a distraction so that someone could go in front of the door so he could enter the back door. That's my opinion. It's quite possible. Chris is saying that he loves the sound effects. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I got you, homie.
I got you, homie. I got you. I got you. I got you. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Great show for the love for Bryan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then Steven saying, as a channel member, he says, "Do you think if BK did anything sexual to them, it would be released or kept private with private out of respect?" So let's think. I think that, oh boy, I think that stuff like that probably would be held right now. But you got to think the timing. Let's say, it's been speculation, 9 minutes, 12 minutes, 14 minutes, 16 minutes. I'm more along the lines of 16 minutes. I don't think he would have enough time to do anything like that. Yeah, and Teresa's thinking the same thing too. I don't think there's enough time for any of that. I think his point was to go in, commit this crime as quick, allegedly commit this crime as quick as possible, get in and get out, get the hell out of the area, and just be done with this. So that's kind of where I see it lying. Chris saying, I think we'd know if he did anything sexual. Kaylee's dad would have leaked that. Yeah, I mean, an outraged father would have said, this scumbag that did this, or scumbags that did this to my daughter. We know how much Kaylee's dad was talking. So yeah, he was there for 9 minutes, so there's no way. Yeah, there's been some speculation. 9 minutes, 12. I've heard 14, 16. I'm more of the latter. But again, and this is what I was going to do too. Um, think of all the things that you could do in 9 minutes, all the things that you could do in 9 minutes. I know for a fact, I literally could get in my car right now, drive down to my corner store that's about 3 blocks down, walk into that store, buy a soda, come back to my house. Ooh, excuse me. And I probably still would have time within that 9 minutes. He would have to be super fast. And Steve Daniels says, yeah, you're right. Not necessarily, but a good thing. Yeah. So just hang on one second. I'm just going to check my phone really quick. So what do you guys think? You want to keep chatting here a little bit, throwing some theories out, or should I shut down the stream? I don't have anything planned. I'm on staycation right now. So let me see if there's any news articles that dropped. I haven't really looked here, and I know, let's see. Let's pull this up. Let's take a look. Chat on, brother. All right, everybody wants me to keep continuing. I appreciate all you. Let's pull this up. Amber makes a good point. She says, believe it or not, you can do quite a bit in 9 minutes. Like, it's literally takes me 9 minutes to get from here to my mother's house, which is on the other side of town. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, I've even tried timing myself going from my house to like our local mall, and that only takes me 12 minutes. And that's a lot of roads that I got to go down and go back. So, it just makes you think, there's a lot of things that you can do. Ari's saying we all want more. Awesome. Then we'll hang out here. We'll keep the show going. Let me pull up this article from Fox News. I know not everybody's trusted source of information, but this was kind of the first article that I clicked on. Oh, I'm gonna get one thing I hate about these things. They always have like videos embedded in them. But let's pull up and see what they're saying about this. Okay. So nearly a month after a tactical raid in the Poconos led to the arrest. Let's read the headline first. Idaho murders Bryan Kohberger investigation clues revealed as court unseals heavily redacted documents. Documents add new dates to the timeline of Moscow police investigation into Idaho student murders. So we go on here. It says nearly a month after the tactical raid in the Poconos led to the arrest of Idaho student murder suspect Bryan Kohberger, police sought out a search warrant for his Tinder activity. Heavily redacted court records reveal. Dozens of sealed warrants became public Friday, but only in an extremely limited fashion. The documents have been stripped of information that would show the police uncovered or what they knew when they asked for the warrants. However, they reveal the detectives are still gathering evidence and shed some new light on how they made their way through the complicated investigation that led them to over 2,500 miles from Pullman, Washington to Albrights, Pennsylvania. And they could indicate which of the 4 victims was the prime target. This is interesting how they're putting this together. And the police may still be searching for a motive. And I believe they still are. I really do. And I think that's why you're getting all this extensive searching of records and documents and links and apps that these girls were part of, and links and apps that Kohberger was part of. You have DoorDash, maybe that possible employment, like that theory I threw out. Said Joseph Giacconi, a former New York police officer sergeant and the head of the Bronx cold case squad, who is now a professor at John Jay Criminal of Justice. For all kinds of things you need to look at, try to determine what's going on. That's basically what we're all doing here. We're all trying to figure out what's going on. He told Fox News Digital, "Unfortunately, we're missing so many pieces of the puzzle that's so difficult for outsiders to put together." And it is. I mean, what we've really been doing is only throwing theories around. And like I said, I respect everybody's opinion and theory that comes here because, maybe you throw an angle out there and a theory out there that we haven't explored or looked at yet. But it is I think it's that thing. And I think that's the attraction to this. First of all, we lost four beautiful human beings, four beautiful souls, lives that haven't even started yet, very smart individuals, people that were going to go on and make a difference in this world. They're gone. And we have a potential suspect in this case, but we're still trying to find that connection, the link. What made fate cross the lives of these individuals? And it's sad and almost disgusting that allegedly this one person signed and sealed the fate of these four beautiful souls. And we're trying to find that connection, and I think that's what keeps our eyes on this case. That every day that I wake up, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a clue. I'm looking for an angle. I'm looking for something that could be verified. But we're just not finding it right now. And the only thing that we have are these legal documents that are put out there that are in this case, that's evidence in this case. And again, and I said this from the start, I was going to treat this case with respect. I was going to stick to the facts. I can't go off a theory. I can't go off, I can go off a theory, but I can't go off these crazy cartel and Kopecky harsh. You got to give me something. And I know that other channels may talk about things and say things for clicks and views, but I'm not going to do that here. I want to keep it fair to the victims. I want to keep it fair to the victims' families in this case. I want to be true to who I am and true to myself. We got to respect that. We got to respect that here. Let me pull up the chat. Amber saying that I believe they don't have a motive yet. Arya saying, yeah, maybe he could do that with one victim. If others were just killed to keep them quiet and from disturbing him, then concentrating his time to his main target with the adrenaline, maybe. Absolutely. Guys, can we recognize this? Chosen Rosen has become a new channel member with a $2 chip. So let's give him a round of applause there. Thank you so much for joining the army. And like always,
I got you, homie.
I got you, homie. I got you. Thank you so much. 3 very fast and main targets. He took his time to relish the experience. Super sick, but I think that's the possibility. We're getting some congratulations here, and everybody, my mods and my members, giving a big ups there. So let's keep reading through this article and just kind of see what the media has to say right now. So on number 13, we know all of that information. I just want to see if anything is said new. Okay, so let's go here. Police quickly interviewed witnesses and seized the contents of the 3 dumpsters nearby. The earliest warrant sought cell tower data near the crime scene and other phone records. Looking for potential money trail, they obtained warrants for victims' PayPal and Venmo accounts, in addition with banking records. On November 20th, detectives asked for Gonzalez's Reddit data on December 1st. They looked into her Yahoo account December 5th. They obtained a warrant for her Google data. And December 12th, they sought out decrypted access to her cloud data from a company called Extreme Networks. So this here is painting a picture of, she was really the target. And that's, what this media source is saying. Let's see. Amber saying, and I totally respect that. And that's why I love this channel, Bryan, because that's what you should do. I get that I get that he might have denied them, but I still doesn't make sense as a motive. If you haven't been denied as a guy, you haven't lived. Can't hit a home run every time. Yeah, that's true, Steve, but you got to think. We have to think and look at how extreme he was in situations. We know that His friends have reported a lot of OCD, being very intense. We know about his conversations on the internet about visual snow. We know that he had a drug problem. Those are all triggers for anger. And those are all triggers for a lot of self-esteem issues and stuff like that. Maybe this rage was building inside. I mean, what do we always hear about, like, school shooters and stuff like that? That they were living with the fear, the rejection in their lives. A lot of them will write the rejection from society. It's time to get back. This is my payback. That's kind of the vibes that I get from him. I get kind of those Elliot Rodger vibes, mad at the world, mad at women, this incel type of vibe. So some guys really don't take rejection well, though. Absolutely, it's certainly true. Okay, so I believe this is a quote from the detective they're talking to. Why Kaylee, I think somehow he was tracking her, John Kelly, a criminal profiler and psychotherapist, said of the alleged suspect Tuesday. And I don't think it was a coincidence that Kaylee had been living there. So now the weekend that Kaylee uh, comes back is the weekend that this guy hits. And who was the one earlier? I think, was it Chris P said earlier that he was possibly tracking her, or maybe it was Steven that said that. So this kind of puts that theory together as well too. Gonzalez was set to graduate and was preparing to move to Texas for her new job, and she returned to Moscow from her home 2 hours away, in part to show off her new SUV. Her family provided, previous told Fox News, the day before the murders, she posted images to social media, including her public Instagram, showing that she was in town and went to a favorite local watering hole called the Corner Club, her best friend, with her best friend Mogan. On November 21st, police sought out numerous records of Meta and parent company of Facebook and Instagram from between August 1st and November 20th. And remember, I said this. What was the initial thing on August 1st? That's when Kohberger moved to Pullman, Washington. So it's interesting they're going back to that date that Kohberger moved to Pullman. On November 29th, detectives obtained a sweeping warrant of Gonzalez's Tinder activity from January 1st, 2021 to the present, including all subscriber information, conversation history, photos, and video belonging to the account holders communicating with Gonzalez. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't get that from the documents. Let me read that again. On November 29th, detectives obtained a sweeping warrant for Gonzalez's Tinder activity from January 1st to 2021 present, including all subscriber information, conversation history, photo, and videos belonging to the account holders communicating with Kaylee. So they wanted to see who was talking to her. The results came in roughly in a week later on December 5th, and detectives quickly sought out new warrants, one for Mogan's Tinder data in the same time frame, and another for 19 redacted usernames through most of November. Publicly, police are asking for tips involving the series of events at a frat party attended by Chapin in Kernodle between 9 p.m. on November 12th and 1:45 on November 13th, while urging the public to avoid speculation or unadverted information. Wait a minute. Police are publicly asking for tips involving the series of events at a frat party attended by Chapin and Kernodle between 9 p.m. Was there someone there watching them? Interesting. Tinder provided the information on December 7th. Court records show the same day Moscow police publicly asked for information on the suspect vehicle, the Hawaii Honda Elantra, that Swan State Prune. Okay, it would be another 2 weeks before detectives sought additional information from Tinder parent company Match. December 22nd, they sought a warrant for the information on another 20 redacted names for a period between March 1st, 2021 and March 31st, 2021. Wow, this is kind of spinning my head right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely gonna have to go over this article again and look through those documents. I'm feeling like maybe there's another person involved here now. What do you guys think? They're looking for someone else, or they're looking for maybe like Was there communication back in 2001 with these girls? Had he been stalking them for a year prior to this crime? It's interesting. As they were pursuing this data, they had secretly tracked Kohberger from his apartment. We know this. The DNA match, late November, the court records show police sought information at K-Bar sales across the country, serving warrants on Walmart, eBay, and the K-Bar manufacturer itself. Then on December 12th, they obtained a warrant from Blue Ridge Knives, a Virginia-based wholesaler. Police arrested Kohberger's parents. There's the listing of the items. Police removed knives, a handgun, mask, gloves. The thing that's very interesting about that, too, one of the knives that was confiscated, and I believe it says it up here, could be here, is a Smith and Wesson pocket knife. And Smith and Wesson also distributes knives and makes knives as well, too. Let's see. Chosen Rosen. I love that. That's a cool name, man. Great channel. Glad to be here. Appreciate what you do. Thank you, everyone. Well, we're glad you're here, bro. Glad you're here. Let's give him some of that love right there. You know what?
I got you, homie.
I got you, homie. I got you. Aria says, women are also capable of extreme reactions to rejection. Everyone is capable of murder, but not everyone takes that route. There's a fine line between love and hate. O'Brien's loving it. Let's look at our poll, guys. So I put a poll up there at the chat. We got 125 votes on it. It says, with the new documents presented in these crimes, how do you feel about BK's involvement now? So 72% of you say they're confident, 8% said they're not so confident, and 20% said they're still deciding. It's very fair. Let's end that poll. Let's end that for the night because we're going to close up shop here in a little bit. Maybe in about another 10 minutes, we'll just hang out here and chat a little bit. Police recovered, because my voice is getting a little hoarse now. All right. Police recovered knives, a handgun, mask, gloves, black clothing, computers, and phone among dozen of their items. They seized a Hyundai, and tore apart in the search of additional evidence. On January 3rd, police obtained a search warrant for 2 years' worth of data on Kohberger's Google account. It wasn't until January 25th, nearly a month after Kohberger's arrest, that police sought a warrant for his Tinder data from June 22 to present. They go back to data, 2 years of data. This is really interesting. The same day they went after his Yik Yak, an app that allows users a chat base in a 5-mile radius, and obtained another search warrant for a Dropbox account. Police obtained a search warrant seeking UPS driver surveillance video from November 6th to November 14th. Kohberger is being held without bail at the Latah County Jail in Moscow, Idaho, on 4 charges of first-degree murder and another for burglary. I got to go back and read that article again because that kind of filled some pieces in. Not much room for interpretation in that poll. Talk about conclusive. Absolutely. So, guys, I wanted everybody, well, ladies and gentlemen, and ironically enough, there's actually a lot more women that watch this channel than men. And I was actually looking that up the other day, and I welcome all viewers here. Men, women, whatever you identify as, we don't discriminate on any of that. So come hang out in the chat. You're always welcome here. But I was reading an article the other day. So I said, wow, I have a lot of female, a lot of individuals that identify as female that watch my channel because we can see our Google Analytics. And I said, I think because, most men are, when you find out in these crimes, it's men that are usually serial killers, and maybe they feel some type of connection to the victims because mostly serial killers in a large study is, predominantly women. So maybe they feel some kind of connection to the victims. It could be possible. I don't know, but I thought that was one of the theories that I was reading out there. So, I don't know. So I guess for future stuff, what I am looking at is I'm trying to get out to Pullman or Moscow for the June 26th hearing. I would like to be out there, but the problem is it's very expensive, and all of the hotels right now are booked solid till like the end of the year. There's some other alternatives that I looked at. I looked at Airbnbs, they're booked solid. Any of those, share services to stay at places, they're booked solid. Another theory I thought out there was um, maybe renting an RV while I'm there and just going out to like an RV park, parking it there, sleeping there, and then I would have a vehicle to kind of drive around in. I know that Daniel and Drunk Turkey, we talked about possibly going out there and trying to hang out and get a feeling for around the town, and just kind of going into the areas that this all happened in, and provide some content to all of you. So it is a trip that I've been thinking about. um, I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I'm leaning towards planning it. It's just very expensive, and there's no way to stay out there right now, and I don't want to stay like 4 or 6 hours away and have to drive in. It would just be too much. I want to try to be very local. So let's see. Aria is saying, Brian, can we go a little more in depth with the article next time? Maybe. Absolutely. I'll save that, and I'll see what if I can drum up some other stuff, some other articles to go over as well to kind of coincide of what's going on. But it is interesting, and I find it interesting that they're going back, a year prior, even to what happened at King Road. They're really looking at everybody and looking at all their information like a year prior. So, um, and then Ari saying that, wow, it's really crazy. Everyone wants to attend this hearing. It's not even at trial yet. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Tree's saying a tent on the courtroom lawn. I don't know if they're going to let me be there. So, um, Steven says that would be interesting. I'm in Boise and was thinking the same. You're in Boise. How far is that from Moscow? Because, dude, if you can get there and do like a way that you can live, I would hook that right into my live stream and just like stream with you, bro. You could be like the reporter on the street, you know what I mean? But I would love to be there and see Kohberger, come out of that van, with the suit, the handcuffs and shackles, and just get my eyes on him and look at him, you know, 5 hours, yeah. Amber's saying, I really love the chat tonight. It's been amazing with you guys, and amazing. And thank you for all being here and hitting that button and subscribing, members. It's been a great night. This has been a great night. Before I end up the stream here in a couple minutes, because we're getting late here. We'll probably go another 3 minutes. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark. And um this has been a pretty amazing experience for me. And I know I've kind of touched on this before, and for some of you, if you weren't here last time, I've been on YouTube for about 3 years, and I started my channel, well, probably about just close to 3 years. Started my channel during the pandemic, and I actually made car content at first, and I just kind of would throw a video up and now and then, and I was really interested in cars and stuff like that, and then I started to get some traction. I said, well, let me talk about an industry that I used to be in. I used to be in the luxury watch industry, and that was on this channel. This channel has been rebranded quite a few times, and I have a very entrepreneurial spirit. But anyway, I started doing watch content, and I got in with some live streamers that were doing watch content. Things were going really well, and I just didn't really want to be in that niche because I had been in that business for 16 years. I became kind of jaded with it, and I'm doing my job, but I didn't really want to talk about it afterwards. I just kind of wanted to leave that all at work, and so I decided to stop doing that, and I started to do um, I started to do. I wanted to do like a podcast style channel and do interviewing. And I had a guest host that was on with me. He was really great. And we were just doing like pop culture type uh, subjects, and I had a few guests, and it just really wasn't getting the traction I wanted to get. And I decided to kind of back away from this channel. I made a few videos, some political stuff, threw those on there, and I talked maybe a couple of videos about Idaho on here. So I was getting kind of pulled into Moscow, what was going on, and nothing was really happening. I was literally days away from deleting my account on this account. I hadn't been monetized and all that. I left and I started a new channel, and I was going to go over there and just do all true crime. And I built up about 100 subscribers. And I was doing that maybe for about 4 to 6 weeks and dropping content. I was getting some views. It just really wasn't getting the push. And then all of a sudden, I decided to jump back into this channel, and it was really unbranded at that time. And I looked and I'm like, wow, one of my videos went viral. I got like 30,000 views on it. And I started seeing the subscribers going up. And I'm like, oh, wow, I have an opportunity here. So I decided to download all the videos from that kind of second channel, re-upload it here. We rebranded this as Opinionated Idiot, and here I am. And again, I go back to this. I was gaining some traction again, and that's how I came across Drunk Turkey Show, because I kind of came up my algorithm. I actually made a phone call into their. I was on one of their live streams. I made a phone call at the very, very beginning of this case when everybody was still kind of sort the details. They were in it at the right time. Their channel blew up, and I'm so happy for them. But I called in. We had like probably about a half an hour session. I said, maybe this is something. Maybe this is where I can niche down, because I'm very interested in this. Niche down and made my content for a couple of weeks. And then I reached out to Daniel, because I really had a good connection with them on the phone, and they were nice enough to kind of give me a boost. And this is where we all are. So again, without all you guys, I'm going to take these glasses off for a minute, just to show you my face. Without all you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. And you guys make this channel run, and I appreciate that. And it's so happy to come in here and, see the 100 or so people that come in and watch this, because it's cool. Because for a long time I struggled, and I really wanted to start making a mark on YouTube, because I'm so passionate about this. You guys don't even understand. I work my day job. I work 40, 50 plus hours a week. I don't have a family. I'm not married. I don't have kids. So there's a little bit of tidbit for you guys. And every other waking moment gets dedicated into this channel, making graphics, making content. That presentation I did, that took me like 4 hours to put together, because I had to search information, type everything in. I love doing this, and I love being here with all of you guys, because you guys make this all worth it. So really quick, before we close out the stream, I want to pop this up. Bryan, are you going to start doing YouTube shorts? I do, but I'm going to be honest with you. I get a lot of shit on those when I do them. I just don't have the time, because I download these shows and then I cut them. I cut them all into smaller segments, as you guys know, and it's just a lot of work. I did a couple of shorts, and they get a little bit of traction, but it's not really blasting as much as I want. And maybe it's just hard to cut this content down into a minute blurb, but maybe we'll think. Every once in a while I get kind of bored, and I'll do one. Bryan, if you do decide to go down there, let me know. I'll help out money wise. I would love for you to go and be there. I would go myself, but my mother has lung cancer, and I've got 2 teenagers. I'm so sorry about that, but thank you. The best way that you guys can support this channel is to donate through the Cash App, Super Chat, hit those memberships. That helps support this channel. Getting in my videos and watching as long as you can, upvoting them, joining me during the live streams, because we want to build this channel. That's the way that'll help. Steve says, I can talk to my parents too to see if they'll let you use their RV. That's just sitting in our yard, Bryan. It's like 15 years old, but it's at least I can do. I appreciate that, dude. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
I got you, homie.
He's got me. He got me. Let's see. Maybe you should save your travel time for the trial, not a prelim. That's not a bad idea too. Maybe we find out when this goes to trial and start thinking about that. So, God, we have such a great community here. Guys, I have new merchandise up. I don't know if you saw on my store. If anybody's interested in a hat or a t-shirt, let me bring up my spring store real quick. I worked on some new designs. I'm not, spring, the only thing about spring that's kind of bothering me, it takes a long time to get to you as a distributor because they're a wholesale. I'm sure they have a million accounts that they're doing. So if you do order something through spring, just be patient. It'll get there. It's just going to take a little bit. Let me pull up the store. You guys can take a look. Let me drop it in the chat here. Yeah, I hope your mom gets better, Amber. So I got let me share this real quick before we end the stream. So I worked on some designs, and I'll be honest with you, I think I'm going to actually end up getting a t-shirt press here and just making my own t-shirts so I can get these out quicker. So I got coffee mugs, t-shirts, trucker hats. We got beanies available. I did some stickers. The beanies have a bunch of different colors of trucker hats as well. And I like the all be opinionated. So if you're interested in any of those stickers and stuff like that, but I have an early bird special right now. If you guys want to do anything at the checkout, just put in the code early bird and you'll save 10% off on your order. So something to think about. If you guys like merchandise, shirts, stuff like that, we can go that route. But we are at the 2-hour mark, guys. I'm tired. I'm going to be back here on Thursday night. That's the night just before my birthday, but we'll do a birthday stream. And I have something fun planned for that. I don't want to give it out too much, but it's an interview. It's an audio interview of a cop that was actually the arresting cop of I don't want to say famous serial killer, but a known serial killer. And he talks about that interaction with him, and he actually was the one that listened to his confession and got to sit with this serial killer for about a week or two and get information about his case. So yeah, so what I'm thinking about doing, O'Brien, is setting up a PO box pretty soon. And doing that, I'm gonna probably go down and inquire about that again tomorrow. So if I get a PO box, you guys will be able to send things to the PO box if you want. And what I want to do is actually get some stuff, some fan made stuff, and we can add it to the wall here. And then eventually, when I grow and get this out of my house and I have my own little studio, we'll do a tribute wall or something like that for you guys. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, Amber, we send you your love and I hope your mom gets better. Hopefully you guys. Oh, Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob's here? I missed him? Or her? I didn't see him. But Amber saying, thank you guys all so much. There's too many to name, but like I said, you're a very strong woman. I don't see her giving up anytime soon. Yeah, we need to get her better. We're sending you a lot of well wishes on that. A birthday party on YouTube. Yeah. So I will be back here Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. That is the 16th. We'll do a pre-birthday because my birthday's on Friday and I don't want to stream during that because Drunk Turkeys does Friday nights. Maybe I can pull them over here on Thursday, maybe get Daniel in here. We'll hang out a little bit, but I got some audio for you guys on Thursday. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that. We can sit and just chill out and have a good time. Maybe we'll light a candle or two for my birthday and celebrate. So I'll put the notice up tomorrow for my birthday. I'll do the thumbnail and all that tomorrow. Get that up there and I'll drop it. Guys, I want to let everybody know I communicate a lot through the community tab. I'm hoping that you guys are getting those communications, but go in and check that regularly on the channel because I do post on there a lot of when my live streams are going to be. And again, I've changed my times. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Drunk Turkeys does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So go over and support those guys. And hopefully we'll do some collabs with them soon. We're going to try to do maybe a once a month collab and talk about some of these cases. But I appreciate all you hanging in late on this Tuesday night. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day. I don't want to leave you guys. I look forward to getting on here and seeing all your faces and hanging out. I love all you guys. If you need to communicate with me, you can email me separately, theopinionatedidiot@gmail.com. I'm also setting up a community chat that I'm probably going to drop soon. So if you need any direct contact to me, you can do that there as well. And Amber saying that makes sense. I'm so excited for Thursday. Awesome. All right, guys, let's get that sub count up. I'll be dropping videos over this week. And look, I'm on a staycation, so I might stream a lot more than normal. So we'll figure something out. We'll do something. Thursday is going to be my birthday party. You guys can come over and hang out with us. We'll do that. And I will miss all you guys till Thursday. We'll see you all then. Everybody, well wishes. Get some good rest. Think about my theories. Tell me what you think next time we're in the chat together. Is my DoorDash theory bullshit? Or did he send the DoorDasher to be there? Let me know what you think. You guys all have a good night. Get some rest. Get charged up for Thursday. We'll see you all back then. I love all yous. Good night. Bye.